I don't usually upload stuff like this, but this is just overwhelming. You see, I collect these glitches, right? Where something strange happens in my life. Long story short, this video was uploaded while I was watching that movie. Right? Literally 9 hours ago, I was watching that movie. I know in particular. And I didn't know until very recently that this was uploaded at the same time. How is that possible? You tell me. Cinema sins and wins are kind of the same button, I guess, so congratulations. You take the world's record of glitching. 3 points. Let's watch this one together, because you can't get a movie more fresh in my brain with all the references, everything, right? Let me quickly recap the movie. Spoilers, absolutely. Death sentence, find me a compass, Mr. Turner, or your lady will die. A lady escapes. Jack Sparrow finds Turner's dad. Turner finds Jack Sparrow in an island, and Jack Sparrow is a god to some indigenous people, but it's about to be eaten. It's not good to be a god sometimes. He gets trapped in the circular cage, then escapes. Then Jack Sparrow escapes. There's just a bunch of escaping in this movie. Guys, I have Disney Plus subscription, and it's also a very recent thing where I can like watch this. It's actually a Disney Plus movie, right? Or just Walt Disney in general is what's flashing in the opening sequence. To me, it's just surprising, like, how the fuck did this happen? Because I don't think this would happen ever again. Like, how would you build a movie like this? Well, that's just the opening sequence then. They do the cage thing, the escape. Maybe it's the boring part. Oh, the Kraken is introduced. I guess for the second time, but like for real this time, you have to like fight it off.
Know what he's saying.
Shit, I forgot his name though. The funny thing is, it's so easy to escape his ship, but it's technically hard to escape ships, right? That's how you can keep people hostage. But if you this guy, you don't belong in any ship. There were two Kraken moments. Two ships went down in the end of Black Pearl going down. Basically, the owner shows up and introduces us to the next movie that I haven't watched yet. There were a lot of hat nonsense going on. So I guess that was like very much noted in the video. We can watch now. Yes, they were after a chest in that island in particular. No, they went to a different island. They just were chased by these weird crewmates, weird-looking crewmates, fish-looking creatures, man. On an island where like they had to find a key. The key is in this guy's beard. They open the chest, and there's a heart, and that sequence has not played out in this movie. The heart did not have a full. Here it is, Davy Jones. That's the guy. And that's his heart basically, and something you can do with it basically, but we have no idea what that is. Because the moment Jack Sparrow thought he had a heart and he could negotiate, he fucking didn't. So, yeah, he had the bad side of this guy who summoned the Kraken on him. No negotiations that time. And the Black Pearl sank. The strategy failed.
Now that's an entrance. Jack always gets a good one.
Now, the problem is, I don't watch movies just because. I have innate desire to understand something. The reason why I watch this is because I said all of this stuff, which is basically a piece of important history that I had to go through. You know, I had to live a movie like everyone else. Even before watching, I posted this of like, well, it's gonna be Iceberg. And I talk about ships a lot. So naturally, my brain is like, well, let's watch the ship movie. We watched the first movie, so it's time to watch the second movie. When you watch the first movie, there's actually no hook for the second movie. I don't know if creators played it safe, but everything kind of wraps up. So yes, my what I write shifts into an encounter, a concept where you are faced with the fact that you're probably not gonna pass into the higher level in life. You could handle it in magical ways. You could handle it perfectly. But if you don't know how to handle certain things, you're gonna just crash and burn. And it might not be as simple as just picking yourself back up again. You crash and burn in a way that you have to start all over again because you realized something remarkable about life. Technically, my first encounter is the fact that I had to fight off my parents. I had to grow up just to fight my parents. Like, what are we talking about? Now, we're not fighting anymore. We're done doing that. But it shows how complicated it can get. People come from different backgrounds, have different entrances. Bro came out of the casket. So my brain was trying to connect those two stories together. And in a way, like if your ship goes down because of the Kraken, that would be the encounter moment. Because ships represent you shipping things, relationships, right? So there was a moment in my life, I went to UK. I had to go back eventually, but for 4 years I worked there. Basically shipping different businesses, but they don't actually respect people much, so of course there was a good incentive to fall through the cracks. So while my dad reminded me that both of my parents are toxic, it's like, okay, but I'm not stuck in one place. I have a job. I can buy myself a different place. But then the ghost of my dad actually has looted me, bro. Has taken a chunk of my money because he was scammed. Did he return the said money? I don't remember anymore. Alright, there was a lot going on with that. He bought something, and he had to return some of the money for destroying my laptop through court. So you know shit went down. That guy is fucking crazy. It's like a secondary encounter that establishes that, like, everyone around me is crazy enough, and I definitely cannot just be a simple person anymore. Seeing the atrocities and being slightly behind in school as well from the rest of the people, I felt a little bit behind, but I did have a good friend. Sometimes that's literally enough to carry you through the whole thing, because otherwise it would be kind of disturbing. You are slightly behind when you're poor, when your parents don't take care of you. Like, you're slightly behind on this ego thing, on self-esteem. So technically the whole school was an encounter. Just finishing school is like, wow. Sometimes an encounter is finishing something, not encountering it. But the encounter has to, like, fundamentally end. And school finishing was also on the list. I don't know how to organize this yet, but, like, I'm trying to figure it out. What are the breaking moments when your life fundamentally has to change? Like, you can't just accept that you're like everyone else anymore on that list of people. So, okay, let's go to UK. Let's get a job like everyone else. But of course, I will not treat it the same way. The motivation was to go away from my home, go away from my mom, that was also toxic, and figure out things from there. You have a job, you have everything, and the problem became pretty obvious. You have to pay rent. If you lose your job, you're kind of disqualified. And I shouldn't have actually. I should have just left UK the moment I grind for the money. Right? You grind enough money, you fucking leave. That would be an optimal strategy, but I didn't thought I wanted to go back until the world started glitching again. In the UK, the world glitched as well. My mom started calling me, and I'm like, shit. That kind of makes sense, right? It was a perfect moment for me to go back. She was acting weird, like she couldn't hear as well anymore. It felt weird to me. I never encountered that she had a hearing loss. And now coming back, knowing that she kind of does, she's not faking it. She's kind of struggling constantly. But what was the encounter? In the end of the day, I lost all the jobs. And the encounter was hitting another rock bottom of like, well, how could the jobs just fucking sit? How could people be so fucking toxic, right? The offering you something in exchange for money. You have this transaction, all the good stuff. Why add toxicity on top? What the fuck is the point of that? Why, guys, you can't take care of each other? Right? Someone's gonna fall through the cracks and we'll have to level up by force. So the job loss encounter, but you know where I found the job? I went back home. My mom earns benefits, and it's like I don't know what's going on, but I can fix things. I can help direct those benefits into proper purchases, right? You hear me a lot on this channel talk about spending because I'm that guy. That's my job, technically. I'm technically on a payroll. I'm technically having a job. It's something. But then I also got my own benefits, and I didn't even ask for this shit. I didn't went crazy. I just simply made a physical mistake. It's a physical comedy. Someone falls down, breaks a leg, blames it on me, and someone decides to blame it on my mental illness or something. Some bullshit made up, okay? Surely people will bring it up to make fun of me, but I literally, like, when I came back home, I had to clean up a lot of my mom's connections. My mom was connected to a lot of Davy Jones crewmen, you know, a lot of disgusting people who just wanted simple thing, ask for money, because my mom was bleeding money left, right, and center, bro. Not understanding how valuable it is to keep your treasure all for yourself. Everyone has to find their own fucking way, and it's best to find a good job, a good activity, freelance something. Alright? Not just ask for money. That's just not gonna work, man. It's gonna work on my mom. If you establish a connection, that becomes dependency. The moment these people encountered me, they stopped immediately. They stopped showing up. For years and years, I haven't seen a single one of them. One of them wiggled a little bit and still didn't show up. So it's great. Good stuff, guys. All right. And they're not even mad. They're not even mad. They're not trying to talk to me about it. I shut all of it down. So the first thing I did is stop the bleeding. Like, not only I had a toxic mom, but she was so fucking delusional. She started bleeding money all over the place. She was going into bankruptcy anyways. She was wasting water and money on food. Like, all these things were happening. Yeah. Well, while I wasn't here. While I wasn't looking. You know? Bro couldn't even fucking live a life under benefits. Imagine this shit. But more importantly, it's my family member. It's the most important ship that should not sink. That gives me as well the most benefits. And I'll just like weasel myself in there. Be responsible for something that saves us money. And then we can open ourselves up for the future, because money kind of gives you opportunities. At some point, we might be able to build houses very efficiently and fucking move out. That would be fucking awesome, right? I would not be purchasing a house when no one wants to build a house. In fact, people want to renovate their homes, and I think that's just a shitty idea, you know? Like, you collect mold eventually on everywhere, on every front. It's best to just like start fresh, you know? Start with better like designed house. Like what is the point of renovating? And renovation like also cost a fucking fortune. It cost 10 times the amount I purchased the property for, or my parents purchased. So like, I'm sorry, dude, what? And then I get this like fucking passive aggressive from apartment leader of like, get a job. Like, no, we're not homeless. You fucking weirdo. Renovation does not happen, but she still fucking stabbed me with it. Get a job. No. Ain't happening. I would have to return to the house. So I do have like, my family's not looted by rent or other means, because looting is happening. Like in America, everyone is crying. The prices are going up. This mass looting. This is why you cannot leave your fortunes to the next generation. Nothing trickles down that way, because that's the most important way, technically. At least my parents saved their, you know, stuff. It's there. It's there permanently. Again, I need context before I watch the recap of the movie, just in case I think of something more important. Because I can't just live the movie, like it means nothing to me. I can only live symbolism of the movie. There's nothing even sexy about the movie, bro. It's just a good one, you know? Was that enough? Was me spending enough? It was enough for a little while until the new problem occurred, or is basically bubbling together right now. Like the third encounter would make me godlike if I restart my life again. Almost got, and I know exactly what's supposed to happen. How am I supposed to collapse my life? I'm supposed to simply find a peaceful place to live, because apparently even the place itself may not be peaceful anymore, right? Even the place itself can fucking turn into toxic fucking waste. Holy shit. Even the history, you know, you go from the path of shipping to path of history, and the history could become trash. The entire place. And it's a history of, like, truly people being, like, disgusting. And being okay with that. Stacking toxic history. You don't want to do that, because, like, if you're stacking toxic history around me, and I start recognizing the country that I live in as toxic waste, that's a problem, right? There's some Russians over there. There's the conflict over there across the border. There's the border conflict in general. There's a border conflict from the other side because you have to contract migrant crisis, right? So Poland has to deal with that shit. But fundamentally, even peeling off the whole thing is just like people started doing toxic shit. All you have to do is get enough dogs and get enough motorbikes to piss people off. And this is not free. Like, this is not something I can even stop people from doing. They have innate inertia to be toxic now. In fact, the moment I confronted the guy, I believe it's the same guy who drew a circle around in front of my apartment. And I took a picture of it because it's fucking unbelievable. Like, you would call cops for that shit. Someone drawing their shit like this, right, in front of your house, where it takes a lot of noise to get there. You can wash away, but it's just the most outrageous thing. Anyway, so despite trickling down to history itself, or falling down, and my ship also getting eaten by a fucking kraken, it's not over yet. Alright, but this is technically a good, the best way to connect my life to this movie right there.
Average, but for vocabulary and
There is a little bit of the compass described as just wiggling around when you don't know what you want. In Jack Sparrow's hands, it just didn't work very well. That's a good metaphor, right? That's a good symbolism. It's a very smart movie. Because it kind of knows what it's supposed to be doing. Do you have a compass that actually has a direction? Because up to that point, I didn't really had a direction. Things just supposed to kind of happen, right? Like, I was supposed to be a programmer and just do something. I liked card games even back then. Just do something. I knew it would take a lot of effort to like build my own engine in that case, and I went through like a lot of a couple of game jams to realize that it's tough, man, out there. It's really tough. And a very isolating experience when you know, simply don't talk to people. You have to like truly find the courage to get the ball rolling, basically. Was my life directionless? Well, kind of. Right now, when I'm uploading videos and it is possible to get subscribers, I mean, like, that's great. That's another great benefit waiting to happen. When I do things correctly and I organize my thoughts more vividly, I definitely have a lot of self-improvement to go through. And I hope you do too. No one should stop self-improving. Having a more clear direction of what I wanted to do was with YouTube Rewind. It's the most clearest thing you can possibly imagine, right? This is where technically you do gain a significant amount of attention for building the damn thing. You build YouTube Rewind, people watch it, and you move on with your life, right? Even if it's just 10,000 views, it would still break the records on my channel. But you have to be the best one. You have to top the charts. Was I able to do it? Well, no. Because my format is all over the place. I'm just not good at putting it together in an unappealing way. I don't know. There's definitely limits to how much I can edit in my videos. Because I don't wanna. But then you just like fall in love with the competition itself. It's like, well, it's cool to have a compass, it's cool to have a direction, it's cool to push yourself as best as you can, do the best you can every single year. You know, that makes for good history as well. That's what history's made out of. A clear direction. That's nice, right? A clear goal. In Pirates of the Caribbean, the goal is usually to escape a cage. It's not far off when you're dealing with capitalism. You want to escape a cage as well. You want to escape all this, like, nasty feelings that comes with being poor. It's pretty obvious, right? But then I found another clear direction, except this clear direction was never obtained by anyone necessarily. Well, actually, it was. Game like Voxel actually is using the technology that I want to bring to life. It's raycast rendering, baby. It's a badass thing to have. You would want your game to look like this, right? Where you can customize everything and everything is super simple to understand what's going on here. That is peak game development, I would say. But it shows the power of raycast rendering, of a whole new rendering technique that barely a handful of people know about and can comprehend how useful it is, right? You have these like voxels spanning all the way across. They simplify themselves, all that shit, but even then, I discovered a much greater level of raycast rendering, where it doesn't revolve around the grid. So technically, my invention is completely new and could shatter polygons as we know it, destroy them. This is just the baseline version of what's possible. Of course, the biggest problem you have to ask yourself, if you're stuck to a grid, can you escape it? And I answer that question. I'm technically allowed to show you guys. I do show the same demo like all the time because sometimes I do get stuck. I'm a little bit stuck right now. Well, yeah, this is what happens when you let all these like voxel objects roam free. But these are not necessarily voxel objects because they can also be free. If you're not bound to a grid, two things can happen. These objects can be any kind of mesh you desire, and they also just float around freely, and they can move around freely, and all of them can move at the same time. I just don't have a button for it right now to be able to move everything. Right? And it generates instantly. Everything is just like super fast. This is the future of gaming, guys. I have it. And again, yet again, the entire world now is just a little bit toxic. Just toxic enough to where, like, nobody cares. That's kind of like, why is that? Now, you have to make people care. You have to make the noise. And the best thing I can do is just stay active on my YouTube channel. But if I'm switching to a new goal, there's always a chance that this goal is completely unachieved by anyone, ever. YouTube rewinds happened for 15 years. Yeah, the shit you're capable of doing with this, and it's unclear what I can do. It's completely unclear. Because you put yourself in this jail cell of voxels, and I take total freedom now. It's a whole different thing. So that's quick life story, but yeah, we were focusing on the ships getting destroyed. People are too toxic, and you had your jobs, but they slipped through your fingers, and I have to like remember all the little details of how nasty people were to me. Even though, I'm technically a smart person. I technically will understand your orders and all the stuff. It's just some things will not be there fully explained. Hygiene is stuff, by the way. Like, it's a personal thing, in a way. Or is it? In a workplace, building a shower when a shower is needed, I think it's very appropriate. If you're pushing people to their limits, you have to allow them to take a shower when they need a fucking shower. Alright? Was it my fault? And you also give them all the prep merchandise, whatever body gel you might need. Whatever the latest and the greatest strategy. Because otherwise people just can't fucking help me, right? And also, homeless people would love that shit too. You have to also think about the homeless. If they get a shower, they become actually part of the workforce. Why aren't people nice to each other? Why can't they understand the most basic shit like that? Real money is what we're talking about here. When you take care of people. And stop the drama, basically. Because drama takes a lot of resources. At the very least, someone has to document the drama of what's going on. Because you might lose a decent person. Because it's drama to train another person. But that's kind of the toxic environment of Amazon. Everyone heard about that. How they keep replacing their people until they're gonna fucking find a shortage of people who want to work in Amazon in the first place. Find themselves in that fucking corner. And all of a sudden, Amazon is not so competitive anymore. Watch out, guys. Watch out. Mark my words. Amazon might not be a billionaire's paradise. It all comes down to drama. It all comes down to like how people are treated. It's the only thing that matters. Because you just can't cut the cost and expense of other people suffering. You're not gonna save money on that. So in the end of the day, every bit of experience matters. And yes, as I move away from YouTube Rewind, I'm moving to uncharted territory where I am the boss, I'm the god. Whatever I decide to do now has tremendous consequence throughout history. I'm the one trampling history, basically. Because eventually people will need what I'm having. They will want what I'm having. They will not be able to stand Unreal Engine or any other engine for that matter. I can't wait, for example, to do physics simulation. Because I probably will have to have my own physics, but just a lot of work now. And the problem is, for me to start doing the godlike things, some kind of encounter has to happen. Right? Something weird has to happen. Some kind of kraken has to be unleashed. And I think it's gonna happen soon enough. I mean, technically, all I have to do is look around, pick a place to stay, move out, start paying rent again. Rent is not something you want to pay ever. Like, capitalism is supposed to be about ownership. Anyways, this is the background that we might be able to use
Grammar.
watching the recap.
Davy Jones's crew we meet, who also happens to be the one with the most humanity left, which makes him even more horrifying.
Everything went wrong after that.
Bits gives a
It is kind of fascinating, isn't it? Like, before the ship gets destroyed, you are also seeing like the most toxic crew that's also enslaving other people. Like, Davy Jones is collecting souls What does that mean? It's the servitude. Years and years of servitude for him. Joining his crew, right? But then also becoming this gross human being slowly.
Showing anything more. But in universe, it's a pretty small fishing boat. It seems like the entire thing might have fit right inside its mouth.
Still.
First Kraken encounter, but without tentacles, basically.
Weeks about Jack Sparrow.
This whole sequence speaks to Jack's main goal as a pirate, not riches, but notoriety. Dude did well.
Fame is the game, boys. The moment you start shipping, a relationship is about fame. You have to be famous. You have to be able to approach any person and they're like, wow, I've heard about you. I want to talk to you right now. That game is past me now. But you can still play it. Even if something is past you, you can still toss a few coins and see how it goes. I mean, I can always blow up on YouTube to some extent. Just because, right? Just because I talk about drama. Just because I'm a little bit involved in analyzing, but I don't have a commitment. I don't have a work ethic on this one. It's something that's required. My work ethic is just bleeds out from like I have to build an engine. So here's me, you know. The latest addition is being able to do wiki entries. Fun facts about potatoes. I don't eat potatoes. No, the wiki is so fresh, I don't even have good facts yet. It has to still accelerate, but yeah. Welcome to the wiki. We're gonna be, building. The wiki, it's probably gonna help me a lot building facts for videos. Because you want to compile them into, or stitch them into the video so you talked about all the facts first. But Discord itself is not good enough to organize that. I could have technically opened, like, Discord is pretty good. Like, you could open up a fucking facts book and start, adding. Would be also visually appealing that way, but I just want to own something of my own and see where that leads me, because I don't know how much I want to upgrade it as well. Record. Jack Sparrow did it. Second Pirates movie was reviewed at the same time that I was watching it. You know, something like that would be a fact. Pirates movie review dropped, basically. Cinema Wins review. There you go, a fact, and then I can retrieve the glitch fact. Right. The record-breaking wiki entry.
Savvy? More licky licky.
Ball licky licky, guys.
Great adventure sequence, from Jack and the crew escaping, all the mishaps they go through until they get back to the Pearl is pure fun. I'm sure I won't shut up about it, but the CGI of Davy Jones is mind-bogglingly fantastic, which is only slightly less impressive than Bill Nighy's performance.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is a part 1, somehow. I don't think that makes any sense. Why can't you just review the whole thing, right? Also, it's not labeled part 1, only on the thumbnail. See? I will scroll until I find another thing that's part 1 only. This might take a while, guys. Part 1, part 2, look at that. I don't think that's a win, guys.
You think my soul is... 100
What is your worth? This is a pretty big moment. What do you think my soul is worth? This is like, how do you calculate this shit? But we kind of did. We did the math. It would be 100th the moment you are encountering the most toxic ship sequence in your life. It is that moment you are worth 100 souls. You are 10 times 10 times a regular human being. And you didn't even make it ashore. You're not even, like, settled to anything. Well, the only other thing I can watch is this. 11 years ago. Like, imagine how big of a glitch this is. Comes out 2006, so 20 years, basically. But mostly it's like 15 years, or rather even like 11 years. You can give it like a 10 years. 3,600 chances already. But you also have to drop exactly the right moment. There's at least 5 moments a day. 1 in 18,000 chance. Because you're kind of obligated to talk about this movie. You can see maybe it's 1 in 10,000 because there's 2 channels, but only one of them I'm subscribed to, which adds more to the complexity of this. What is 1 in 10,000 chance? You can't do the thing every hour. You cannot do that thing every minute. You have to do the thing 10 times a minute the whole fucking day for you to flip that coin. I mean, I did exist this much, but like, I watched only, I don't know, 300 movies. For this to align is just insane. I flipped only 300 coins, and I needed to flip 10,000 coins for 50% chance. Because even, like, that's what it is. If the odds are 1 in 1,000, if you flip 1,000 times, you only get 50% chance to get the whatever that thing is.
Jack Sparrow is addicted to birds.
Complications.
Sparrow become the leader of this island people. Probably a good story, but we don't get to see it. Instead, the movie wants us to see the rather unexciting adventure of how Will Turner got to the island.
Oh, another interesting factoid that generated out of, the sinking ship of, like, I could have had a job, but I don't think I will ever have a job. That isn't what I created for myself. Starting YouTube mostly evolved into, like, I have to talk to someone. I have to interact with something, express my thoughts, dump my ideas somewhere, somehow. I own it, I have it, it's just something I have to express. Definitely valuable. It might look a little bit too eager and anxious to express myself, but it's just like, someone has to know. And so my whole channel is technically a new path. Where, like, my self-expression sank to the bottom of the sea. Was killed by the Kraken. There were no real job opportunities that I personally could pick up and enjoy having. Now, it wouldn't have replaced shipping that much. Eventually, I would just kind of bleed out. It's just I definitely leaned in a lot more. I stopped looking after myself and all the things I was supposed to be doing, and just dove straight into the pool of celebrities of what they're doing, right? Because when your relationship with yourself is weak and you're not excited about your job, then you might be excited about other people's jobs. That's what it falls into. They own it now. they get to own that part. Like most of the stuff I talk about influencers, so, and I track them. They sort of own that part of me. I work for them, even if nobody asked. But the universe asked. My ship sank, so people who still own ships own all my stories. It was almost like a natural transition. The more I lost my mind, the closer I went to caring about celebrities. It's so weird, right? Because the whole time I was like self-focused. And the moment I had to care about celebrities, I had to accommodate the whole engine for them and everything. And do a lot more. Like, what a heavy turn in my life. I did post actually a thumbnail after watching the first movie that's a reference to the first movie, kind of. That, right? That's just technically when I watched it. Oh, look at that. Across my life experience. Look at that. We're doing it again. Look at that's weird. Yeah, I mean, technically the odds are not just 10 years. The odds are eternity and beyond. I mean, it's, even though you have to talk about this movie, but the future has infinite amount of years. You could definitely add 50% more to the odds of stars aligning like this, but yeah, it's just insane. I've just never had a glitch like this. The closest I got, I chose Olivia to be Valentine's, and then she releases a Valentine's movie the next year, the next Valentine's Day. So, funny, huh? Right? It's weird. Maybe I have insider information. But no, it's just like, what is going on? I don't like information. I do not talk to anyone, guys. If you come to my Discord, I will be talking to you for that day. That you will be the person that I talk to for that day. I definitely don't do in-depth research. There's no insider information of who's uploading what. It's just how the universe works nowadays. I just came to accept the glitches are glitching. Look at the level of influence, 41,000. I mean, even Olivia herself does not have it. None of the Powerpuffs have it, maybe. Okay, one of them has that much. Of course, some glitches are bigger than others. And I guess it's time to document them using my wiki.
Hilarious Cannibal Kid is so eager to eat Jack he already has a knife and fork out. Isn't that adorable? The plot of this movie.
I mean, I would just add this video to the series of Am I Jesus just because the glitch is unbelievable. I don't even have to do the commentary of who I am as a person if everything aligns perfectly. I am just waiting for that special moment. Because just me realizing and self-improving is not enough. The universe has to also fucking collapse around me.
Wait, this asshole can move? Get to work, you lazy bastard.
The Dutchman.
We saw the Kraken. It buckled a ship in 2 seconds. Now that Will is on the ship the Kraken attacks, it's going to take its sweet...
Well, it's, you don't want to see that part, right, in the movie, but of course you want to see it. Should have taken, 30 seconds. Just the movie
Picking up
timing
individual
thing,
guys off the boat and throwing them into the water. It goes his heart and board
So here it is. They're evacuating the Black Pearl.
the boat in the water.
Because it's attacked. It's gonna explode. The tentacles will retract. So there's like 2 encounters with this. And then Jack Sparrow jumps into the mouth of the Kraken. And that's the end of that. It's fucking crazy.
At easel. Happy
We're not gonna see the jump into Kraken's mouth.
back from...
Wait. That's what happened to the dog.
Because the movie ends before we...
This is what happens when you get herpes. Well, let's tie it in then. It's a perfect moment, to be honest. Jesus is symbolism. Everyone needs Jesus. But who is gonna be your Jesus? I mean, Pokemon collection is a pretty good thing. You need a person for any specialty out there. To me, the story of Jesus is the story of a person completely disconnected, very isolated, and comes back to a city to inject his morals to fix things. And Jesus becomes Jesus only when he is crossed out. Rather this way, but when he's the city's ex, no one likes him. And at some point it has to be an interpretation, otherwise you just have to agree that Jesus died a little too soon. Death and resurrection is more like he's not actually dead, it's just they lied about his death or something. But he definitely can't show up in that place ever again. And you know, that's a very interesting story. That city becomes toxic. You try to fix it as best as you can. It feels like everyone hates you in the end of the day, that they would choose thieves over your existence. And honestly, it feels that way. That you can't even compete against thieves as Jesus, as a smart person, as a respectable person. You can't even compete because there's no competition anyways. You can't actually show your abilities. This would be level 3 encounter past the Kraken. Fucking Stink City. But you probably want to know about the Kraken more. What is that? Funny thing is, I probably should just watch the third movie to learn more about it, because just gonna have that character in there. I mean, literally inside, there's Jack Sparrow. While watching the movie, I can come up with a good answer of, because the funny thing is, like, the answers can keep on growing in size. Your understanding of the past can keep on improving. And you also try to accommodate more people because more people have history like this. We're just having simple relationships, just like, you request it over and over and over again until everything falls apart. And those are the tentacles, like, you're trying to have a relationship with this person, that person, and they all just turn into a monster. Then you entangle into factory. But, like, it's kind of like a natural realization that life is not simple. You need a shelter where you can be productive and be rewarded for being productive. You need valuable friendships too. And if you can't have any of that, you have to seek even greater meaning in life. The ship itself does not ship. It's your relationship with the sea that ships. So the Kraken attacks your ship and destroys your ship, and when you don't have ability to ship, there's no reason to try and like you get this like traumatized experience where like shipping is just not exciting anymore because there's Kraken out there that can destroy anything, especially if he doesn't like you. So Jack Sparrow probably like had like last resort of like, well, I'll take this ship. Are you really sure about that? Yeah, I can only afford this particular ship that requires souls. Yeah, the ship does not ship. Ships ship. Okay? Between ships, there are more ships. In fact, there's a whole network of ships. Between ships. Alright, and if you feel disconnected from that, it's time to move on to something else, which is history. We move on to, well, humans existed type of thing, So, well, if I can't have relationships, at least humans existed, right? That's great. It's good stuff. We can do that. We can dig through history. at least some humans existed, some humans became successful, right? We can see history unfold, the current history, even if not everyone is succeeding and passing, basically, the requirements, which often it is luck. And then you collect history points, whoever has history, and then you start realizing that a lot of people have stinky history. But now we have to top the Kraken when this event happens. Well, eventually. I do feel there's a monster in there. There's the Eternity. I mean, I was locked up, and I did not know whether they want to release me or not, whether I'm making progress. You're facing eternity. Anything can go wrong, and if I cannot go back to my home, I also spend eternity anyways. This was definitely a dark part of my life where you just don't want to live no more, in case some crazy shit like this happens. Where a simple mistake can fucking kill you, apparently. Because the system sucks that bad.
Will knows, but does the audience know the rules of Liar's Dice? If you don't, this next scene is going to make about as much sense as how that one guy turned into a
God damn it, man. I don't know.
hammerhead shark.
I literally thought about this coincidence, so to speak, and it's like, the movie dropped this line. It's an odd coincidence, isn't it? Just now. There's another interesting part to the movies. There's no women here in the movies. Except one. Well, technically two. It's a fucking rarity, if anything. I don't care what the movie is about. It can be about pirates, aliens, and crabs. It can be about underwater hot dogs, but it gets a little bit too weird or mysterious when woman does not exist. Can I call it the warpath? I mean, it's the easiest, but also the most gruesome path. Because it tells something scary about reality. Reality didn't manage to lift you up before you evolved this way. You can see this is a holy path or something. It's almost like a path that you don't want women to go down. Also, the weirdest thing is happening in the third movie where love is being used beyond Elizabeth and this guy. So,
You did not.
what's going on there? Anyways, after experiencing one good thing, you want more. And unfortunately, we didn't get the Kraken anymore. I don't know why. The ship that summons the Kraken got himself a new captain and more lore, basically. Jack is brought from the dead. I don't get it. Is that the world's end? Was ship brought back from the dead by Mr. Krabs? These little pebble crabs saying money, 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 and carrying the ship. That's how I remember it. And so Black Pearl comes back to life, right? The second movie was just a teaser to have an alternate ending where Jack Sparrow does not come back to life. From the white void of loneliness, basically, where there's no relationships anymore. I guess Jack Sparrow would have to abandon being a pirate if he wasn't saved from this world's end. But does that make any sense that this is the world's end? I mean, kind of. When we're talking about history, we're talking about the world's end. Present is the world's end for a historian, right? And everyone comes to world's end to, you know, lay their history, to end their history. I think that's pretty cool. That I'm able to read it. It is fascinating because this might be the future, living in the future. And no, I don't think I need to watch the fourth movie because it stopped making sense very quickly. You know, you get back your ship, it goes back the other way around. Where the plot has to follow this no matter what. It has to follow the influencers. The plot cannot kill celebrities. How could they do that? It makes no sense. And well, it's just impossible. It's basically impossible to make a movie that follows the other plot or this plot in general. Almost impossible. Anyways, gotta continue being a good historian just in case I'm not there yet. I mean, the funny thing is that as a goal is also just history itself, right? Like, yes, it's a goal to make good YouTube Rewind, but it's also Rewind is the history thing. I think it's quite incredible that we can compete in these waters to begin with. See you guys next time.